Hi guys, so today I thought I would talk to you guys about my horses, story of how I got them, and just some general things I thought you guys would like to know about them. I haven't really told you guys about them or my history or how I got into horse riding, so I thought let's do that. I come from a family that didn't really know much about horses at all, and I think that's okay because you know, you learn with them, and for my family they're super supportive. I am so privileged that they were like, well, from like, you know, there's usual banter about do we really want horses in our lives, but I think my mum was a huge help. I started riding when I was about, my gosh, it was maybe I'd have been high school, so maybe I was like 12, 13 I guess. I did ride with my friend at her auntie's house, and that was awesome. It was just like a huge step for me to be able to ride with her and to just learn some general knowledge about horses, which was really good. So I started riding lessons at a place actually down the road from where I just right now, Blink Bunny, and that was really good. I rode there for maybe 2, 3, 4, a while. We'll just say that. We'll just say a while. Yeah, and oh god, my memory is terrible. Absolutely terrible. Okay. I then moved on to Oakwood Riding School, and that was really good. I loved it there. Amazing facilities, and wonderful horses that taught me a lot. My actual favourite horse there was a standardbred. Surprise! Everyone's like, standies, and I'm like, they're so fun and they're so cute. I leased a horse at Oakwood for about a year, and he really, it was like that kind of stepping stone that a family does, like when they're like, their daughter's just getting into horses and they're like, maybe they'll grow out of it. Unfortunately for my family, or maybe fortunately, I'm not sure, I loved it, and it was the prime of my life. I was like 16 years old. No, I think I was 15. I was 15 years old, and it was just awesome. He was a gorgeous little horse, and I actually know the person who has him now, and it's awesome to see him out and still teaching people. It was awesome. We did some freshmans at Oakwood, and we did ISD, which is at Air Hill, which is like a 5-minute walk. And yeah, it was just a super good time. He gave me a lot of confidence. So Danny was a 15-1 thoroughbred cross, I believe. He's a little bay pony. I will insert a picture of him here. And yeah, he was just an awesome little horse that taught me a lot. Then we move on to my first horse. Now, I had about a four month break after Danny, just trying to find a horse to potentially purchase. It's obviously very hard trying to find your first proper horse, so it was obviously a long process. I did have one that I really liked, but sadly he did not pass vet check, which was an absolute bummer, but I still know he's the people that I was going to purchase him off, and I absolutely love them. So yeah, so this was a wonderful show jumping horse that I had on trial, and sadly he didn't pass the vet check. Well, he did, but it was like a weird thing around his foot. We won't go into it because sadly he wasn't in my life for that long. So this comes to my first horse. I was originally looking at purchasing a younger horse that, you know, had done things but could obviously go a bit further than what he was already doing. So like a young horse with potential. What words, Tara, words. So I was looking at horses that were like 10 years old, and like, I think I looked at one off the track and I was like, oh my god, I love him. And I was just like, oh my god, I'm literally, like, looking back now, I'm just like, dude, you're one of those. Stop. And I'm just like, oh my god, it's so embarrassing. But yeah, the little naive me didn't realise that horses were really expensive. Can you like, okay. After a while there was just no horses. I was riding lesson horses at Oakwood, and I was just like, I want a horse, like, but like I wasn't potentially a child that was like, oh my god, I have to have a horse. I was just like, it's my outlet, because I think I was only riding fortnightly and it was fine, like I made friends and stuff, but and then I discovered this horse. He was a lot older than I had wanted, but he had done things that I was like, you know what, that's kind of cool, that'd be handy. This is Classic. He is my first horse, and he is a 16-2 thoroughbred chestnut gelding. He had previously done pre-novice eventing and was a show horse and a dressage horse and a pony club horse and was a race horse, but lol. Mate, his gallop is like, whoa, you know? So it was just kind of like, oh, I like you. I went and rode him. He was about an hour and a half drive away in Ballarat, and I was like, Mum, let's just go see him. Like, I was at that point where I was like, let's try different options. And so we went and saw him, and I just fell in love, like, to the extent that I wanted to take him home that hour. We were driving there and everything, it was pouring down, and as soon as I got on him, the sun came out, and it was like a beautiful, beautiful day, and it started like drizzling, but like in the sun, so it was like romantic. It was just a good feeling to have a ride on a horse that was bigger as well. Obviously I was used to big horses, but I wasn't like, you know, I was a child. No, I'm kidding. I was 16 at this stage. So, and I'm currently 18, so it was 3 years ago. Yeah, so obviously I got into horse riding a little bit later than everyone, but you know, I think it's kind of worked out well. It's made me, I don't know, it's just, yeah, you know, words tire. So Classic was my first horse, and I'd never done eventing before, but I was like, it's what I want to do. I don't know how I got into it, honestly. I think it was just, I loved jumping. Like, pretty sure everyone loves jumping at some point in their life, and then they either go eventing, stay at show jumping, or go to dressage. And I was at that stage, I was like, I want to be an eventer. And I was like, alright, let's be an eventer. So I did my first horse trials with Classic. I started at grade 3. I actually got eliminated on our first cross-country course because I jumped a grade 2 jump instead of the grade 3, and I was just like, you know what, that's not really a loss. It's okay. Yeah, and then so I did my first prelim courses with him, did my first grade 2 courses with him, and I did my first pre-novice horse trials with him, but at that stage, when we did the pre-novice course, it just didn't feel right. I felt like he just didn't have it in him, like, just to do that height. And obviously, because we got up to that stage, I was starting to outgrow what he can teach me, potentially. He's not one in a million horse that, like, teaches you everything, and then, like, in a couple of years time you're like, oh, I wish I still had him. Well, I still do have him. Yes. And he is now being leased out to one of my dearest friends, who I think is a really good step for them both. Classic was just wasting away in a paddock, and I was like, you know what, I have this amazing horse and you need a horse. A year after I had Classic, I was offered a horse. I was offered a little off-the-track horse that I did not know at the time, but would absolutely change my life for the better or worse. Depends how you look at it. My friend went out and saw this horse. He was offered for, I think he was offered for free lease first, He was a off-the-track horse that had just finished racing, but he was a steeplechaser, so really he just finished steeplechasing. That word, oh my god. He was a very fast racehorse, and he won a lot, and he is by a well-known sire, so that was kind of like, oh, everyone wants this horse. Oh. I'm just like, hey, he's pretty. My friend went up and saw him and rode him and was just like, he's a bit weird, he's a bit quirky, I don't think he's the right horse for me. And then I was like, ooh, hey, I like quirky horses, wanna set him up to me? And then they had found someone else because he was up in Brisbane and I'm obviously in Victoria, so it was a distance. But so Teddy's owners actually live in Victoria in the Mornington Peninsula, so it was kind of like they wanted him to come down to me so that they could see him, but the person who had him, who was holding him for them up there, wanted him up there, so it was obviously like, you know, understandable. I was like, fine, whatever, I'll find something else. But I think he might have been on trial or something. It didn't work out, and then the person was like, rang me up one day, and I was just like, because I had already been like, you know what, he's not coming. And she was like, are you still interested in Teddy? And I was like, oh yeah, yeah I am. And then she was like, okay, he's coming up to you. I'm like, wait, he's actually coming up to me? And then she was like, yep. And I'm like, when? And she was like, next week. And I'm like, what? When I got Classic, I was just like, I got a horse. But now that I had 2 horses, I was just like I was so happy. I was like, this is my life, this is my dream. 2 horses, like, just, yep, done. Life is complete. And so he came up, I think it might have been the following week, something like that. He came up, little black thing got off the truck into my paddock, and bam, there's Teddy. I've never ridden him, I only saw pictures of him, and I was like, yep, sure thing, nice horse, bring him down. So he was free leased to me, I guess. I rode him for his owners, and it was really good. But Teddy, so he is one of the most weirdest horses you'll ever meet. He is so quirky. So he has flipped on me, he has thrown me off, he has fallen sideways with me, he has bolted on me, and we have skidded on a road like a motorbike, and I ended up in hospital. What else has he done? Just rears, bucks and rears, just everywhere, legs just flying. But he is so talented. So talented, like, his trot is to die for. It's beautiful extension, and once he gets muscle, he's gonna be awesome. Yeah, so I got him in December. It has now been a year and almost 2 years with him. And I love him so much. He is so quirky. When I got him, he was 7 years old. 16-1, black thoroughbred. He doesn't feel 16 hands, he feels like 12 hands. He's tiny, super compact. He's in a 6-foot rug. A 6-foot rug. Like, bruh, are you kidding? I'm like 6'1". I'm really tall, so if you haven't gathered that from watching me ride my ponies, I'm super tall. Pretty quick learner. I didn't really push him at all. Like, I had my first canter, like, I trained him up as a eventer, but really I think he's best at dressage. And yeah, we did some grade 5 horse trials with him, a lot of dressage with him, and I had regular lessons with my instructor with him, and he was just awesome. But So in Victoria we have a cross-country ground called Wandon. Yeah, I love it there. It's so good. I competed there 2 times with Classic in the intro and the prelim, and I always come like 7th, like just out of ribbons, like every single time. So that's frustrating. Whenever I competed there, there's like 2 sides. There's the big Wandon and the little Wandon. I always competed Teddy on the little Wandon. After our first horse trials there, I think it was cockatoo jump trials, he pulled up super sore after the cross country, and because it's on a, like, it's like that, like completely like that. After that he pulled up really sore, so I took him off for a week, and then did another horse trials at Langwarrin, which was a flat surface, and he was absolutely fine. So there was another horse trials at Wandon and he pulled up really sore, and I was just like, damn it. Absolutely damn it. Like, he was a ball of muscle. There was nothing wrong with his muscles or the way I rode him or anything like that, because we literally trotted or did a canter. Like, I haven't even galloped on him actually, except for when he bolted. I was kind of sat there with no bridle or stirrups. You're going a little bit fast, mate, and then but anyway, I'll go past that. I was kind of just like, well, there goes my hopes of him being a eventer if you can't really pull up well after a cross-country course like that, because a lot of cross-country courses do have inclines and stuff like that. So I was just like, buggeroonies. I didn't ride for about 3 months. I was just teaching students in that time, and riding incline horses, but I get really, I don't know if anyone else gets like this, but when I don't personally ride my own horses like daily, I get really upset. Like, I don't know, I don't feel right or feel like I'm doing anything, and I'm kind of in that stage, and I was just like, so I started looking around for a horse to lease while I had Teddy out on a break, because I was just going to be like, let's just do dressage for the rest of our lives. Yay. No, I actually really like dressage. Surprisingly, to my friend's disbelief. Hey Ethan. And I found a really awesome horse. Before I went and tried that horse, I tried out a horse called Joey. And this was just to see if I was he was for sale. And I rode him, I sat on him, and it was the exact same feeling I had with Classic, maybe a little better. Like, I kind of just sat on him and bam! I felt like I'd ridden him my whole entire life, and he was just that horse that I just could sit on and do anything with. I had that feeling, like I still have that feeling to this day. Every single ride I had with him, I'm like, we're going to the Olympics soon, bruh. And he's just like, yeah, okay, you know, just make sure you have carrots. I'm like, yep, always got the carrots. And it was a really nice mare, but I just didn't have that same feeling. Like, I could ride it and everything, but it was just, I don't know, just not the right thing. And then I was just kind of thinking about Joey the entire time, and I was like, ugh, Joey. And I was kind of weighing out my options. If I get the lease horse, that means it will be taken away from me in like 6 months. If I get Joey, he'll be there. If I get the lease horse, I'll be able to go into eventing straight away. But if I have Joey, I can train into my own riding. It's just a massive weighing up. He's a 17 to 7-year-old warm blood, we think. He didn't really do much in the past, just some show jumping and all that. But like, it was just that feeling I had when I rode him. I was just like, he's the horse. Like, I just trust him. So I have had Joey for 3 months now, and it has been a roller coaster, but I am so excited for his future. So thank you for watching.